Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Undergo Jayskode. My name is Juan Carlos, your host. Today, I have a very, very special guest. Go ahead and introduce yourself, bro.
My name is Mark Nuñez. I'm an author / illustrator for a character named Kremlin the Frog. I write books, I make plushies, I make hoodies, and all that great stuff.
All right. So, Mark, I just want to talk just a little bit about your background. How you came up, and then we'll go from there.
Okay, for sure.
So, briefly, just tell me about where you grew up.
I was born in Ventura, California. I grew up in Oxnard all my life. I lived mostly on the west side / north side of Oxnard. I went to Rio Rosales Elementary School. Then I transferred to Brecky because, I don't know, they were bullying me over there or something. They couldn't take it. And then I went to Frank for middle school. And then graduated from Pacifica High School. And now I'm writing books.
Right. How old are you, by the way?
23.
23.
I just turned 23, yeah.
When'd you turn 23?
July 4th.
Wow. Happy belated birthday.
Thank you, bro. Thank you. It's really cool because, like, as I get older, I'm starting to, when I was younger, I used to appreciate, or I used to look for more people to tell me happy birthday. But now it could just be my close little circle, and it's enough for me, man.
That's cool. You know what? You don't even look 23.
Thank you, bro. Thank you.
You don't look, you probably, if I didn't know, I'd guess you're probably like 18 maybe.
That's really flattering, dude, because I'm definitely starting to feel my age a little bit. Like, I'm starting to turn into that old man that likes doing stuff like cleaning and like
stop, bro.
It's like I like running errands now and getting my checks. But yeah, it's thank you. That means a lot to me because I don't like getting old.
You know what, bro? I'll tell you something. We're freaking young as fuck, dude. Like,
yeah, we are.
We're young as fuck. We still have a whole life to live.
How old are you, by the way?
I'm 22.
20. Oh, you're 22.
22, bro.
Dude. Oh man, the stats threw me off a little bit. I thought you were maybe a year older than me.
No,
maybe.
Bro. You know, we're young as fuck. But I'll tell you, I feel the same way. I feel like I'm getting old. I feel like I got that back pain.
That, yeah.
You know, I feel like that's coming in, bro. And I feel it. You know, I feel it.
I feel you. And also too, like, you brought up that we're super young. And it's like the fact that you're starting this podcast at such a young age, and like you can literally go super hard for like 3 years, and guess what? You're still 25 years old.
Yeah.
So do you turn 23 this year, or did you just turn 22?
I'm turning 23 in November.
Okay.
Yeah. So nice. I was born in 99.
99. Me too.
99.
Me too,
okay.
Yeah. So you're about to turn 23. So you're from the same year as me. So
yeah. We're.
So did you graduate in 2017 too?
Yeah.
Okay. So we're the same age then.
I graduated from Huanimi High School.
Huanimi. Did you play sports?
Yeah, I did. So I did wrestling, I did soccer, and I did track and field.
Oh, nice. Never baseball though?
Baseball. You know what? I wish I did, but I didn't.
I played baseball. I never played any of those other sports that you played. So you do have a familiar face though. I gotta say, like before coming here, I was like, this dude looks really familiar. Yeah, super familiar.
That's crazy. Well, it's a small world, bro.
It is.
You never
Oxnard
know.
is just a small city in general.
You might be related to one of my cousins, one of my tias. Who knows?
I don't know, man. At this point, I wouldn't doubt it.
Okay, so let's get into the good stuff. So talk a little bit about, okay, how should I start this? So Kremlin the Frog, right? Kremlin the Frog.
This is him.
Hey, how you doing? How did that come about originally?
Okay, so the original story of that is me and my girl have had a thing for stuffed animals, like, and just naming them stuff, random stuff, like they're our kids, right? Just, I don't know, something that we just did for fun. We went to Six Flags one day. My girlfriend's terrified of rides, so of course we're just playing the carnival games the whole day. I see this little square, this little circular frog. It looks really silly. I'm like, I want that frog. It looks so dope. Mm-hmm. And it's making me like, it's bringing me good vibes, good energy, right? So of course I go out of my way to win that frog. We get on no rides that day, and
just went home.
So we acted like, we actually kicked it in Valencia after that. We went to a couple of stores, shops, but we had our frog with us, and we named him Artemis. Based on the character from South Park, Artemis, Clyde Frog, right. That Cartman had. And that's where his name came from. So, like, the whole day we're just joking around, like, oh, like, Artemis, whatever, yada, yada, yada. Anyways, I took that inspiration. That was always in the back of my head. Like, how can this little dude, just this little circular frog plushie make me feel so happy and so good about myself, and it's just literally a stuffed animal. So, I didn't act on it for a long time. I never.
How old were you, by the way?
I was probably 19 or 20 when I first saw that plushie.
Okay.
So I was 19 or 20, and then I love that plushie so much. I had emailed Six Flags acting like I was a parent of a kid that had lost their stuffed animal, and I was like, "Yo, my son lost his frog," acting like it, right? I had the plushie the whole time, acting like that he had lost it and like that he was looking to replace it, and he really wants the same one. And like next time we went, there was none there, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, like." We're going to do everything we can to look it up, yada, yada, yada. Turns out like 3 months later, they sent me the same exact frog. So now I have two of those things, right? So this is like when I'm 20 or 21 when they sent it to me. Okay, cool. In the midst of all this happening, the mental health stuff is going on. I was going through a lot from the ages of 19 to 21, I want to say. I had ended up in a hospital for having obsessive thought disorder, which is like OCD.
Okay.
I basically couldn't control my mind, bro. It was racing like at 100 miles per hour.
You just had a bunch of things, thinking about a bunch of things
Dude,
all at once.
It was so much stuff that you couldn't even focus on one thing. Like me talking to you right now seemed impossible because I just was overthinking to a point of like, I'm going to die. I'm going to hurt someone. Something's going to happen, right? Like it was like that anxiety of stuff. So like that frog at that time was like that little like glimpse of hope for me to be like,
wow,
like damn, like this little plushie is just like bringing me good vibes. And I remember like I don't know what it was, dude. I couldn't tell you what it was at the time, but in the midst of going through all those things, ending up in the hospital, being out of work for 3 to 4 months, going on leave, being by myself and like not really feeling like I had anyone to talk to. Although I did, I didn't feel like I did. Mm-hmm. And I'm sure a lot of people can resonate with that, where it's like you feel like a nuisance to people, or you feel like, you know, you're a burden to people because you're going through stuff. And it's like, it seems like no one's going through the same thing. Yeah. Well, luckily I had my little, what would be my companion at the time. It wasn't him, but it was that other one from Six Flags. So, you know, I got through it. Thank God.
Thank God.
I was able to get through all that stuff. I came out of it a much stronger person, and the thought process started of how can I emulate that feeling that frog gave to me to other people? How can I give back to my own people? And so me and my girl would, obviously, I'm sure everyone does this. Everyone goes on day trips or night trips to Target with their girlfriends. And I happen to always look at the iPads, and I would just draw up random stuff all the time. Like, oh, this is cool. Maybe I should do this. And I never acted upon it until one day I drew this little funny frog character that was based on the one that we had saw, a little bit altered. And I was like, you know what? I think I'm going to download this app on my phone because I didn't have an iPad. I didn't have money at the time. I was super broke. I was out of work. So I downloaded the app on my phone using a stylus from Lexus that my girlfriend had loaned me. And I'm sure her dad had gave it to her. And I started drawing on my phone. I started drawing up a bunch of different designs. And it was getting too complicated to the point where I was like, okay, I'm going to just make this character a circle. I'm not going to overcomplicate it. He doesn't look like a frog, but that's the whole point. Is he can be whatever he wants to be. And thus, he was born, Kremlin the Frog. And that's his story of coming up and being created. So that's the longer version of, I kind of went on the tangent.
No. It's perfect, bro.
That's his story, man. That's how he came to be. And ever since then, we've been rocking. So
wow, that's really cool. That's a really cool story, bro. I love that you touched on mental health. And I want to go a little bit deeper on mental health.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
In general, we don't have to get specific.
Oh, we can. I would love to. I think it's important to talk about. That's kind of his whole point, too, is just being able to be comfortable about talking about it. And I know right now we're in a time where it's very, like, stigmatized, where it's not a comfortable subject, and it's hard to talk about, and people feel like a burden. But that's kind of, like, his whole mission, too, is to, you know, take off that pressure and take off that stigma. So yeah, for sure.
So mental health, right?
Right.
You suffered OCD, you said?
It was OCD. It was obsessive compulsive. I think it's called obsessive compulsive disorder or something like that.
That's what it is.
In my case, it was thoughts that I couldn't. It was my compulsive disorder to run away from my thoughts and then retrace them and that kind of stuff. So
you would be in public, let's say, and you would. How would that work though? Like, so let's say you were out, was it more Like, would it affect you in public or just when you're by yourself? How does that work?
What? I was able to put on a really good mask for it in public. I never let anyone know, man, until it was always internal. It was always when I was home by myself and getting ready to go to sleep. And
So you had trouble sleeping?
a little bit. In that time, a little bit, but it was more so like before I went to sleep, right? So it was kind of like just having thoughts, man, of like just certain stuff that I was gonna die or like I was gonna hurt somebody. And it was just that kind of stuff, man, and just overthinking to the point of where my mind wasn't even present in the moment. And it was impossible for me to perform any task without having a fear or something.
Right.
Yeah.
So I have family that suffers kind of similar things. They suffer like anxiety, ADHD, and they told me, you know what, it's hard for me, especially at night, for them to fall asleep because they have all these thoughts going in their head.
Yeah.
You know, saying like, man, like they're scared of death. But it all leads into like fear, just fear of something.
Fear, yeah. Fear is, 100%.
Fear.
It's a fear, yeah.
And I mean, unfortunately, I can't help because I've never felt or never, you know, I never had that issue of having anxiety just because I think, just because I always have something to do. Like, I always have something that I want to accomplish, like a guide, kind of.
Like your mind keeps going, right?
Yeah.
You have something to keep you busy all the time.
Yeah, I think that's what kind of keeps me steady.
And that's good that you have a lot of outlets to keep you busy because, I mean, you know, when you're sitting at home and you can't really do much or you don't have a lot of hobbies to do, like I'm sure this podcast is a huge outlet for you to, you know, stay focused. On top of that, you told me you had work and like, you know, you have a lot of other stuff going on, which is dope for you because your mind stays busy, man.
Yeah.
You stay working. Your mind doesn't focus on other things that don't matter. You're a man on a mission and, you know, your mind's...
Don't get me wrong though, dude. I go crazy sometimes. I have a 2-year-old, bro. So just think about that.
Yeah.
Think about
kids
dude,
are blessings, man.
It's a blessing. Don't
Kids
get me
are
wrong.
blessings, yeah.
It's like a, what do they say? It's like a love stress. Like you love them. It's stressful, but you love them. You like. It goes both ways. Like it's cool. Like I love my son.
Of course, yeah.
But I'll tell you something though. Terrible twos is a real thing.
Oh yeah,
it's a real thing, dude.
I've seen it, man. In my family too, and I'm sure I was terrible when I was two too, bro. It's kids are mean, bro. When they're 2 years old, they're mean for sure, but then they grow out of it, which is cool. But anyways, back to your point. Even though I know you said that you can't help, or you feel like you can't help because you haven't felt that.
I've never felt that yet.
You know what's crazy, man? Something that I've learned is that helping doesn't have to necessarily do with giving advice. It has more to do with just showing up. So like, even if you feel like you can't give proper advice, which is totally fine because not everyone is able to do that.
Yeah, because
you showing up for them and just hanging out with them could be just as reassuring as someone giving them advice. You know what I mean? I can tell you that from me having gone through it.
Tell me.
I had a lot of family members that didn't quite understand what I was going through, but they understood that I was going through something, right? And their version of showing up was, you know, come over, let's hang out, that kind of stuff. So even if you feel like you can't help, man, I would say the biggest thing for anyone, if you feel like you want to help, is just showing up. I think that's a huge thing for people. I think that's a big thing for sure.
Yeah, because I really stressed out about that fact that I didn't have any advice from.
Anyways, back to your point about like helping out. Just, you know, showing up for people and giving the kindest words possible, but also too, a lot of people don't want to feel like they're a nuisance or like feel like they have an issue. So you don't have to treat them like extra nice because they're going through something. Sometimes people just want to be like a human being and be a part of the group, just like anyone else. I think that's a big part of it too. But everyone's different, man. Everyone deals with their problems differently. Everyone handles stuff differently and takes everything differently. So it's just a matter of showing up, I feel like.
And at what point did you actually like reach out to a doctor, or who did you reach out to as far as that?
So the day that I was literally felt like I was going crazy, I was losing my mind. I don't know how this happened, but this is like, I don't know how this happened, but I went to the ER and they had no appointments available at all. The hospital's all booked up for like 2 weeks, I think. My doctor was on leave or going to be on leave or like vacation. Don't know what strings were pulled. Don't know how God was working in that moment, but I was able to get into therapy the very next day, morning of that. That's still, I haven't really talked about that either, which is kind of,
it's important.
It's important, dude. Like, I never really spoke about that. I was able to get into therapy then the very next day, see my doctor. I think she ended up not taking the leave or not going on vacation or something. And I think it might have been a matter of timing.
Yeah.
But what I can say is that I'm very thankful for that moment. So, anyways, I'm going on a tangent.
No, dude, go ahead.
So I seeked help when I literally feel like I was losing my mind, bro. Like, I could not control anything. Like, it was getting to a point where it was boiling up.
Right.
And my dad actually had walked in and had asked me like how I was doing or something, just to ask me. It was so random. He said he didn't even notice it. And I was like, I feel like I'm losing my mind. Like, and dude, like, I just had the craziest like breakdown panic attack, which I've never felt. It's like the craziest thing ever, man. Wow. It's really it's not fun. But I had gotten to the hospital that night. They were gonna admit me to a psych ward on Hillmont across the street from the Ventura Hospital. And my mom had like vouched for me, saying like he's not gonna do anything, because they had thought I was gonna hurt somebody, and that's why I was like, dude, like what the hell is happening right now? And they were gonna send me to the psych ward, and luckily they didn't.
How old were you, by the way?
I was 19, I believe, or 20. I think it might have been 19.
Okay.
I feel like it was 19 because it was 20. It was pre-COVID for sure, and yes, I was 19.
Okay.
So I had gone to the hospital the next day. I had talked about what happened, what I felt, what I'd been feeling. Then I was offered free counseling by this girl named Monique, who changed my life for the better. I think she's a big part of the reason why I'm able to do this kind of stuff.
Monique is
she was my therapist. She was a student at the time, interning to become an official certified counselor / therapist. She was the one that changed my life, man, on top of my family being there for me. But she's the one that had brought me out of that place and had exposed me to the things I was fearing the most.
Wow.
And had completely changed my mind. I had stopped overthinking. I had stopped worrying about everything, and I wasn't scared of the things I was scared of no more, dude. And
can you say some of the things you were scared of?
Yeah, so like, for example, if there was a knife in this room, I was scared that I would just grab it and stab you.
Are you serious?
That was what I was scared of.
Wow.
To you, it sounds like what? Like what are you talking about? That's nothing. But to me at the time, it was just, that's how bad it was. Overthinking, like, there's a sharp object. Oh my God, I'm gonna stab somebody.
Yeah.
That's how bad it was at one point. So she would do things like, and I recommend this to anyone that wants to try it. I'm not a therapist, but I can definitely give advice on what helped me. Yeah. So she would do things like, okay, like, how are you feeling today? All that great stuff. And then she'd be like, okay, here's a stapler. She unhooks the stapler, like, you know how you can like press something? She's like, I'm going to put it on top of my hand. You're going to put your hand on top of the stapler, and I promise you're not going to hurt me. And it was so hard for me to put my hand over that stapler because I had felt like I was going to smash down and staple her hand, right? So, like, she was like, no, you got it. And eventually I was able to put my hand on top, and I was like, and she's like, look, you're not hurting me. She's like, you're not going to do anything because you're fine. You're just overthinking. And constantly doing that exposure therapy, kept helping me. It was what I needed. I needed to face what I was fearing instead of running away from it. And facing my fears ended up paying off. Wow. And now, dude, I have all those tricks and tips that she taught me on how to control overthinking. And it doesn't happen as much anymore, but I think it's because she taught me to practice it so much that I just eventually overcame it.
Can you say some of the practices that help you, at least? So
a big thing for me is when, like I said, I'm not a doctor, can't give you advice, but this is what works for me. Yeah. When I have anxious thoughts, or when I feel like I can't focus, or I'm having obsessive thoughts, I tell myself, like, okay, I'm in this moment. I am me. I'm here. Focus on your breathing. And what I do, what helped me a lot, is you touch stuff. Because you feel like you're in control of everything. So it's like, oh, look, my hand's touching this wood table. My hand's touching this plushie. My hand's touching this microphone. I control my body, not my mind. So, like, ultimately your mind is controlling, like, your brain. But your obsessive thoughts are not running you. You're running you. You know what I mean?
I know
So
exactly what
like
you mean.
slowing yourself down, breathing, touching stuff, definitely has helped me immensely for sure. Another thing I would say is to getting a hobby, like a really good hobby, like drawing or like going for runs and cooking, like anything that helps you take your mind off of stuff that's unnecessary to think about is what I recommend. Is stay busy, like keep yourself busy, whether it's doing laundry, cleaning your room, staying busy and exposing yourself to the things that you may fear or face them, because they're just, the more you run away from them, the more they're gonna catch up to you. Like it's like the saying, like you keep, it's like a boiling pot. You don't take off that lid and ease that pressure, it's gonna explode.
Eventually, it's gonna explode.
It's gonna explode one day. So.
And essentially, that's what you were doing. Like before all this happened, you were just holding it in, masking it, and just you weren't expressing yourself to anybody. Or was there somebody that you would tell, how you were feeling? Or
at the time I was 19 or 20, it was just one of those years, man, where I felt like I had nobody. And although I did have somebody and had people around me that loved me and cared about me, myself felt like I couldn't put that burden onto someone else. And there was people that I did, reach out to when I was going through it, and I love them to this day, whether we talk or not. I got a lot of love for those people. I just appreciate anyone that was there for me at that time to, really help me get through a stage in my life where I couldn't even get myself out of, and I had to rely on, therapy, which is a great thing. I had to, just kept my relationship with God got a lot stronger.
That's important.
Family it is important. God's number one to me, dude. Family, my family ties got a lot stronger. My circle got a lot tighter. My focus got narrower. My, all that stuff. So
you blew up, bro. You're glowing now.
I'm definitely in a better place than I was 3 years ago. Because I wouldn't be able to have this conversation 3 years ago. I wouldn't be able to express myself like this 3 years ago.
And congratulations to you, bro. Like, I mean, I'm sure it was a tough journey. Like I said earlier, we're still young. We're gonna figure things out. We got a long way to go.
Yeah, bro. It was definitely the journey, but quite the journey. But the journey's not over.
Exactly.
At all. The journey's just starting, dude. And, it's gonna be dope when. It's gonna be really dope when you see this guy on TV, and this conversation and everything I just told you is just gonna be a small part of the story of like the upcoming of this guy.
Yeah. So
And,
Kremlin.
Go ahead.
Kremlin the Frog, right? How did you feel? How'd you find out, or how'd you figure out the concept of him and the name exactly?
Okay.
Kremlin. How'd you come up with the name? Because
the name,
I'm not.
Fun fact, I had no idea. Go ahead.
Okay, I think you want me to say it because I think you were gonna say it.
You can say it. I'm reading your mind, but you can say it. Go ahead.
Okay, so when I first found out the name of the frog, right, Kremlin, I immediately knew I heard that name before somewhere in the news. I'm like, wait, Kremlin, isn't that like I think they refer Kremlin to like the government in Russia. I think that's what it is.
That's exactly what it is, and I had to find that out the hard way about 6 months into making this guy. No one had told me. I was just like rambling random ass names to myself. I'm like, at first it was gonna be.
It's
Jimmy.
A cool name. Don't get me wrong.
Oh, thank you.
It's a cool name. I love the name.
It was gonna be Jimmy at first because there's a lot of reasons behind that. Then it was gonna be Artemis. I might have just took it back to Artemis, but I was like, nah, there's already someone named Artemis. And then it went to I was just like, okay, I just need to ramble different names and just see what comes up. So I was like, Kremlin. I'm like, Kremlin, cool, Kremlin. Like, we'll use that. It sounds cool. Sounds funny.
It does.
Silly.
It sounds.
And I had no idea that had to do with Russia at all, bro. I was like, oh my god, like. And then all these, I'm like, okay, cool, like whatever, Russia, like they're fine. This is like everything that goes on.
Yeah.
And then all this stuff happens. And I'm like, well, that's great. My character's named after terrible people.
Who told you about it?
My grandpa did. His name, we call him Pop.
Okay.
Pop told me about it. He's like, Mijo, you know the Kremlin is like a Russian thing, right? And I'm like, huh? Like, what are you talking about? And sure enough, I look it up and it's right there, and I'm like, great, cool. But I mean, I guess at this point we could try to use this guy to like take away that meaning, right? You know?
Oh yeah, big time.
Let's change the definition. Let's think of Kremlin as a little frog, not bad people.
No, trust me. People who don't know, I mean, it's a really cool name. I love the name.
Thank you.
Kremlin is a really good name.
Thank you. And it's kind of unique too. I don't know why Russia would name their.
I know, right?
Why would they name their stuff after me? No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, dude, I'll never. People have kind of tried to convince me to change his name for that reason, but nah,
it's alright.
It wouldn't be.
Yeah.
If I named him Kevin, you would be like, "That's not Kevin, bro. That's Kremlin." You
That's
know what I mean?
Kremlin.
Or if
Yeah.
I named him like.
Kremlin is stamped on him already. He looks like a Kremlin.
No, he looks like a Kremlin.
He's
bro.
a Kremlin.
He looks like a Kremlin. There's no way he's not a Kremlin.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I think it's cool because my whole definition of that is a frog, and it's never going to be anything other than that. And
Okay.
hopefully America's view of that will disregard that other definition of it, and they'll just replace it with this one. So, yeah, hopefully, like, the CIA doesn't hit me up one day and is like, yo, like, is this like a sleeper agent? Like, what you doing? Like, you trying to spread
Yeah, what's going on here?
Yeah, what's going on here? Why is his name? Why you writing books to kids with the name Kremlin? And then you trying to convince people? No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, dude.
Okay, so yeah, I mean, like, dope story. Like I said, talk to me about, because you mentioned earlier, we're gonna see this guy. We are gonna see this guy on Netflix. We're gonna see him on Disney. We're gonna see him all these places. Tell me what the play is. Like, how does someone go about doing that? Do you know like where to start?
I have no idea where to start, but luckily I have a lot of great friends that do know where to start, or they have an idea of where to start, and I have a lot of good people around me. I'm kind of just learning it as I go, man. I personally don't know anyone in Oxnard or around me that's doing kind of, like, no disrespect if they are, as far as like cartoon characters go, because I know there's a lot of great artists in Oxnard, but like exactly what I'm doing, I personally don't know anybody.
You know what? Me neither. I tried doing a little bit of research and I couldn't find anybody.
I definitely couldn't. And if they do, and if they are, man, more power to them.
Yeah.
But, as far as I know, I don't really know anyone that's doing it to the same level that I am right now. So, you know, I really just got to push animation. Like, animation is going to be the next thing that you guys see. I'm working on it right now. It's really hard and it's really complicated to learn by myself, but I think what you'll see in the next couple of months is going to be a really polished, finished product that you guys are going to be like, oh shit, this is going to be like, this is Disney level type stuff.
So Kremlin, is he going to have like I have two questions.
Yeah.
Kremlin, is he like a representation of you or a representation of just positivity, or like what does he represent?
I think he represents all of us, man.
Okay.
I don't know if you ever watched Spider-Man 2.
Of course.
But there's this famous speech that Aunt May gives, and she says, there's a hero in all of us that keeps us steady. I think he represents that underdog in everyone. Although he is a little frog, I think he is the hero in everyone, the good in everyone. I think there is good in everyone.
I love that.
And he is the representation of the humbleness, the happiness, the positivity that he spreads in everyone. I feel like, not just me, but I feel like everyone has the potential to reach this level of love and, you know, what's the word where you would, you know, like sensitivity, being able to talk about how you feel. And even like us as men, dude, like, it's not normal for guys to like talk about how they feel. I feel like, especially like, you're Latino, right?
Mm-hmm. Okay. So I had a question about, obviously, the is it going to be like a movie or is it going to be like a show? Or
the goal is I want it to be,
I mean, you could do both.
I ultimately want it to get
how do you want
the
to start?
point of where it's like that early morning cartoon that you watch with your kids, where it's like that 7 a.m. vibe right before school, and you're eating your cereal and you're getting your lunch ready. Like, sorry, excuse me.
Just like a dose of positivity before you start the day.
Bro, like, that's like, a lot of cartoons are positive, don't get me wrong, and they're funny, and you want to start your day like that, but like, there's just a certain vibe and a certain energy that I feel like cartoons haven't brought to like TV yet. And I think SpongeBob is probably the closest one for me, anyways. Maybe
You watched a lot of SpongeBob as a kid?
oh, dude,
Dude, SpongeBob was my biggest fan, dude.
yeah. SpongeBob is great, and then it's because SpongeBob is kind of like a. I mean, obviously, like I'm inspired by other cartoons too, right? I mean, you gotta be a student to the game before you're a, student turns before a student turns into a teacher. But I see a lot of SpongeBob in this guy. I see a lot of Bart Simpson as well. Like like there's a lot more depth to him than people have seen. And, for sure, I think I want to bring the same vibe as SpongeBob as being iconic and funny because people still remember stuff from 10 years ago, memes from 10 years ago, 15 years ago, 20 years ago before I was even born. And that's the point I want to get to him. That's
really cool. And I just seen you accomplish something really big, which was you came out with a book for Kremlin.
I did. I officially got published as a author / illustrator through Barnes & Noble. The book's doing really well, thankfully. I was really scared at first that people weren't going to buy it, but it's doing really well. If you haven't, get your copy.
I'm going to get my copy soon.
You got to get your copy, bro, because there's actually a small, I'm not going to disclose what it is, but there's a small print error, and it's going to get fixed. So if you guys want that error copy, I would suggest ordering it like right now because it's going to get fixed within this week. Okay. Also, too, the next book, there's another book coming, by the way. I've been working on that, too. You're going to see his best friend. Oh, bro, I'm so excited for this. So, like...
Do we have a date?
I can't. I'm not going to say that right now. I don't, you know what? I don't like over-promising.
You don't want that bad juju or what?
No, not that. Just, I like when people...
You want to under-deliver.
I like when people pop out unexpectedly and they're like, oh, this is book number 2 already, like, you know.
That's
what I
cool.
mean?
Yeah,
so,
I see what you mean.
Definitely gonna work on going through a different manufacturer. No shade to Barnes & Noble, just I think there's just certain things that other manufacturers could do, and hopefully I can get it published through Barnes & Noble again. Also looking to go through Target. I think I have the numbers for Target, Walmart, and some other stores that I'm looking at to pitch it to. But for sure, I think there's a bright future ahead for the books and everything else.
How do you go about writing a kid's book? Like, how does that work?
Well, I mean, you kind of start with the idea, right? I mean, I feel like when it was about a month or 2 into creating him, I was like, or even like the first initial thought was like, I think I'm going to make a book. I think I want to write a book for him, and that's the way I can give back because obviously animation's way too expensive to source, and I don't have the skill set yet to animate how I want it to be. So books are pretty easy to make if you're driven and stay focused, and you apply for a to get self-published through Barnes & Noble. Anyone could do it. It's just a matter of if they like your book and they want to put your book out, and it's it's just how appealing it is, and I'm sure anyone could do it though. I mean, if I could do it, anyone could do it. You know what I mean? I'm one of those people that's like, if I'm able to do something, anybody could do it, because there's a lot of things that I can't do right now, but I'm gonna be able to in a couple of months. But yeah.
So you wrote the book, you drew it, you did the illustration.
My bad. I feel like I didn't even answer your question. So yeah, I wrote everything, I drew everything, and how I go about writing the book is you just start with the idea of what story you wanna tell, or what message you want to convey to other people, and that's kind of just what I started with. That's why it's called Kremlin's Little Book of Positivity, because just all about him staying positive through a negative world or like negative situations. So that's how I went about it.
That's really cool, bro. That's really cool. I love that you're spreading love, positivity, all the good stuff, dude, that a lot of kids need these days. I mean, I wish I had a book like that. I mean, I have my favorite books as a kid, of course, but as far as spreading positivity like you do, it's really, really cool, and especially because you're local to us, so it's really cool.
I think giving back to Oxnard has been one of my biggest
dreams. What would be really cool? Sorry to cut you off.
No, yeah, go ahead.
Going to schools, would they let you go to schools and just read your book to them?
So that's another thing that I'm working on right now. I just got invited by a couple of people to go to some classrooms and read. Hopefully, this coming school year, everything goes smooth and I'm able to spread the word a little bit more, and kids are like, oh shit, this is dope. Hopefully that helps out a lot too. But yes, to answer your question, I did get invited to go to some schools.
That's really cool.
Yeah, it is cool. I'm really thankful for that. It's really humbling to know my own city. Real quick, I have to give a big shout out to DJ Mambo and all those people at Q95.9 and Brandon and you and everyone that's allowed me to be on their platform to be able to speak on certain things is one of the most humbling feelings I've ever experienced, especially from your own city. I feel like a lot of, when I was growing up, I used to hear a lot of like rappers say like my own city doesn't love me, but to me, bro, I've been feeling the love from everyone, and I'm a big fan of you get back what you put out. And I'm just so thankful for Oxnard as a whole, and I can't wait to give back to my own community. And
a lot of people shit on Oxnard, dude. Like locals here, like, oh yeah, fuck Oxnard. And
I think that's anywhere you go though, because everyone, it's like one of those things. Like you eat the same food every day, you're gonna hate that shit. Like, and you live in the same city every day, you're gonna hate it eventually. And it's just people that, it's like you don't hate Oxnard. It's like you just hate the life you created in Oxnard. I feel like, you know, it's not Oxnard's fault that, I don't know. I don't know where I'm going with this, but basically what I'm saying is it has nothing to do with the city. I think the city is filled with creative ass people, talented ass people, smart people. Don't get me wrong, there's a lot of people that drive bad, but that's all good. That we're just human beings. But I think Oxnard is full of creatives, smart, genuine
definitely
people. And I feel like Oxnard's really underrated too. I think there's so much talent out here that has yet to be discovered, and people that are really pushing stuff
big time.
I don't know, man. I think Oxnard's doing it up really well, and I'm really proud of my city too, for, you know, the amount of creatives that I see. Whether I know about them or not, I know there's a lot. I know for sure Oxnard has a lot.
Big time. I just seen your sweater, dude. That's a really cool sweater.
Thank you. Yeah.
That's really dope.
I'll show you something too.
Does it zip up all the way?
It zips up all the way. These are gonna go on sale pretty soon, and your guys' version will be a lot cooler. It'll be reflective. Check this out. Check me out.
Let's see.
Real quick. Let's see. I probably can't do it with the hat on, but
nice.
Probably not. But we'll keep the hat on. But yeah, like, it zips up all the way. I promise. If you guys don't want to wear a mask, you just, you know, zip up your hoodie and be like, yo, I got my mask on.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've always been a fan of like full zip hoodies, and I like prints that are all over for sure.
That's really cool, dude.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. These will be available very soon.
Is that your only? Is that like the only thing that's selling as far as merch and like clothing?
No, I have a lot of. I just released some pins. Are you talking like clothes?
Yeah, clothes.
Okay,
clothes.
Yeah. Okay. So I made a lot of pins. Clothes I have made 1, 2, going on 3. I'm gonna be in my 3rd hoodie pretty soon. I've made 1 shirt. So there's some merch, but most of it's sold out right now, just because luckily I have a huge support system. And actually today we're dropping a plushie. I totally forgot. I don't even know what time. What time is it? I think we're dropping it.
What time is it? It's
in 4 minutes. It's supposed to drop in 4 minutes. I don't know.
Damn, I'm about to go live.
In 4 minutes. So
let's go.
Yeah, I gotta put that link on Instagram. But yeah, there's plushies. I made pins, plushies, keychains, sweaters, t-shirts, all that great stuff.
That's dope, bro.
Yeah,
if you want to go live, dude, and announce it, you're all good.
I got like 5 minutes. It's fine, people.
Okay.
Fine. Yeah, all I gotta do is hit a button and then it'll go live. But yeah, dude. What I meant by going live too is like just put the link for the thing, not like actually.
Yeah,
I don't know if you meant like go live like on Instagram, but
no, you could do that too. Like,
okay,
if you want to go live,
you're good, bro. Yeah. What were we talking about? The merch.
The merch, yeah.
Stuff. Yeah. So that's what I made so far, and looking to make more for sure.
You should get in the kids game, bro.
Dude, it's
kids clothing, dude. I'd have my son rocking that all day, dude.
Bro, I know. I really want to. It's more like the stuffed animals are meant for the kids right now, just because I feel like kids' clothes are very like they grow out of them so fast. So parents are like, you know, and that's a market I haven't explored yet. That's gonna for sure come at some point. I just don't know when. It's probably like it's on the to-do list, but right now
it's gonna happen.
It's gonna happen, but it
has to happen.
It's a very complicated market because
I see what you mean.
I mean, no, I guess it's not right because all you have to do is buy kid sizes, but
you know, you got to focus on one thing first and just, you know, get that
right.
Get that mastered. That's how I see it.
I mean, I feel like with me, the way I work with things is I'll execute one idea at a time at the highest level that I can. And
That's big time right there.
that's yeah, because I can't do multitasking. If I do, I will lose focus. I mean, I could for sure come back to stuff every now and then, like if I'm drawing, working on the book or like whatever. I'll come back to it. But if it's like a pin that I'm designing, or if it's like a jacket that I'm designing, I have to just execute
Right.
that.
That's
And
big time right there.
yeah, it's tough, man. Keeping focus is like the toughest thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, I wanted just to touch a little bit on just the topic of, your future milestones, and as far as what exactly you expect in the next like 5 years.
All right. Let's see.
I know it's like a broad. You could just be
No,
broad.
I'll tell you exactly what I want. In 5 years, I see myself being a creative producer full time for this show, as well as having my hands in other things. In 5 years from now, I see myself buying my mom a house, hopefully, with that money. In 5 years from now, I just see myself being, I don't know, it's crazy, man. Like I'm literally looking to the future right now. Like I'm looking down this table. I just see myself becoming more than what I am right now, and a better human being. Most importantly, I see myself being financially stable. I see myself. Oh man, I feel like I don't want to come off sound like cocky, but this is just where I want to be. This is where I need to focus to be myself. Like by age, let's see, 5 years is 28.
You could be cocky, dude, because you can back it up. You know?
I guess I don't want to be. I'm not trying to come off as cocky. I'm just want to say like.
You're confident. You're confident.
I want to accomplish these things in this amount of time, and I believe in myself that I will.
And that's very important, dude.
Yeah.
A lot of kids these days lack that confidence.
Yeah.
Most kids,
It starts with believing in yourself. Anything starts with believing in yourself.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't believe in yourself, why should other people believe in you? And that doesn't come from a place of hate, because I've been there, like where like I haven't believed in myself, and it's tough to get to that point to really trust your ideas and what you're making and being proud of what you make. And to me, I just think if you're going to make something, if you're going to do anything, if you're going to create anything in your life that's worthwhile, please believe in yourself and please trust your gut, because believing in yourself and trusting yourself will take you to heights you have never seen in your life. I'm talking to this camera because I want y'all to know.
That's a clip.
I want y'all to know that anything in this world is possible. Fuck what anyone else tells you about what they think, because the chances are is they don't think that they can accomplish that themselves. So if anyone hasn't told you, please believe in yourself, believe in what you make, and be proud of what you make.
I love that. I have a question to that follow-up question. I have a really good question for that follow-up. Watch. It's gonna make you like.
I felt that. I felt
that energy, dude.
Put that energy.
I love that energy, dude. I love that. Okay, so listen to this. If you Mark, if you had unlimited amount of money and an unlimited amount of contacts, networks, people to reach out to, unlimited, and your life depended on it right now, today.
I had limited contacts? Unlimited contacts and unlimited money?
Unlimited amount of money.
Okay, cool.
What are some of the things you'd come up with or create as far as Kremlin? What would be one of like some of the stepping stones of Kremlin? Like what would you do with the unlimited amount of? Go crazy, dude.
I would have a crossover event with SpongeBob. I would have a charity that gives back to homeless kids, foster kids, mentally ill kids that can have any resource available to them. I would buy a house for all my family.
Of course.
But as far as he goes, I would start a charity that would give all the resources, counseling, backpacks, school supplies, anything you need to have a proper life, food, toiletries, all that great stuff. I would do that. I would have a super dope crossover event with like a bunch of cartoons.
Mm-hmm.
I would start a charity here in Oxnard specifically and Ventura County probably to give back. It's all about giving back. But if we're talking like creative stuff, I would do a bunch of crossovers. I want to put him in fighting games. I want him to be that one character that's like super overpowered. Can't
That's
beat him.
crazy. Just hit him with a bunch of positivity.
Yeah. The positivity hammer.
Yeah, there you go.
It would be that I would start charities. We're talking creative stuff. Okay, so I would have I would do like a whole series of books. I would have a whole ass cartoon. I would have I would make really good quality merchandise for really cheap. And I know it's not possible probably, but I would make it for a good price. I wouldn't be charging $100 for a hoodie if it was like, cause dude, I don't know if you know this, but like I was able to get in supply of like these hoodies that like these big brands use, and they're not as expensive as people think.
Really?
And the fact that people can charge, I mean, I get it. It's all branding and stuff. And like, there's like a certain whatever, but, they're not as expensive as you think. So next time you buy a hoodie that's like doesn't have drawstrings on it and it has like a really big print, it's not that expensive. It is pricey, but it's not as expensive as you might think it is. So if you're paying like $150 for a
they're
crazy
probably
hoodie,
paying like
probably not even a third of that. Not
really?
Even a third of that. And that's not even my case, because I'm more about people getting my product versus making profit. And all the profit I make goes back into it anyways. But that's a side tangent. But just letting you know, next time you buy a hoodie, it's not as expensive as you... Like, okay, if you had to guess how much... I guess I shouldn't say this because it's not good for business.
Say it!
How much do you think this... we'll just go based off of this. How much do you think this hoodie costs?
Retail or wholesale?
Like if you were to walk into a store and it's I don't care what price you say, I will not feel like disrespected or like you. If you walk into a store, you saw a full zip hoodie, it had a tag on it and everything, and it's branded correctly, has like whatever, has like a nice, really nice heavyweight tag on it. How much would you say this would go for?
I don't know, maybe $50.
Okay, that's a little bit lower, but you're really close.
Like 80?
Well, I charge 70 for this, but your guess is like as to how much. You're close. You're really close on how much. So that's good. This was 70, but I would assume this jacket would be like $100. But see, it's all perception, I guess. It's all just a matter.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm trying to get in the hoodie game too. I want to get like some merch for the podcast.
Oh yeah, dude.
So I'm trying to get in the game too.
Merchandise is really important, I feel like, and it's not even just like about making money. It's about people spreading your message. So if someone might not want a hoodie, but someone might want a keychain, someone might want a pin, someone might want a sticker. Familiarity with branding is very important. Like, why do you think this is such a side tangent, but like brands put, like, for example, okay, In-N-Out, they put their label on straw, on the straws, on the ketchup, on everything, and you know why that is, right?
Tell me.
Because I can't speak for them, but to me this makes sense. It's like you see a straw wrapper on the floor, it says In-N-Out Burger, like
that's advertising.
I'm pretty hungry right now, bro. Like I think I'm gonna go get me some food.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I don't want to get sued, but if anything, I feel like that's just the tactics that they use, as well as every other company. That's why they put their name on everything. Because if I saw an In-N-Out wrapper right now that someone had just said, I'm gonna be like, sounds pretty good right now. I think I'm gonna go get me some In-N-Out.
That's like a little trigger for you, huh? Like
yeah.
But it's like a little marketing, advertising little tactic that they have.
It's a trick for sure.
Yeah.
It's not even just their tactic. I feel like it's everyone's tactic, because familiarity brings comfort. Comfort brings wanting to invest in something because it makes you feel comfortable and you can trust it. And if you can trust a brand, you want to buy from that brand. Buying from a brand brings them more money. More money means more products. More product means more bigger business.
More cash flow, baby.
More cash flow, yeah. By the way, I cannot speak for In-N-Out. I don't know if they're going to see this. I don't know what's going to happen. I do not want to get sued. I'm just
They're going to reach out to like, hey, dude,
I noticed consuming their food that their branding is on everything. And it has brought me to the attention that might be a tactic that they use. Cool. I'm sure it's not going to... It's fine.
Can I ask you a random question?
Yeah, sure, bro.
Have you tried Shake Shack?
Yes.
You prefer Shake Shack or In-N-Out?
Okay. Shake Shack is really good. However, I would say the money for Shake Shack is not worth it.
I can agree.
I think Shake Shack is... I think I prefer In-N-Out because it's like a more bang for your buck kind of thing, right?
Okay. What about Five Guys? Are they there with In-N-Out? To you,
No.
to me, okay, that's where we disagree. I'm like there,
You like Five Guys?
not over In-N-Out,
Not over in and out,
but
but you think it's right there?
they're
with it?
there.
I went to Five Guys one time. It was the most trash experience I've ever had, and I don't know if it was
Really?
like the guy that was cooking the burger, like
Damn, that's unfortunate.
I don't know, bro. I don't know what it was, but it was a terrible burger.
Damn,
it must
that's
have
so
been the cook.
unfortunate.
It must have been the cook because a lot of people vouch for Five Guys, and I haven't had it since.
You gotta
So-
try one more time at least.
It's expensive though, dude, and that's the thing is like me nowadays, like I can't be spending money like
I know what you mean. Yeah,
on that kind of shit. So it's like, you got to pick the bang for your buck for sure, but.
I know what you mean, bro.
Even like as fast food, I've tried to cut down on too.
That's what I was gonna tell you. Fast food. I'm glad we brought it up. Fast food. How important is eating to your mental health? As far as because I personally, when I eat bad, when I eat like pizza, junk food, I personally feel like shit. Like I'm just mentally fogged. Like I don't feel good. And that makes me put out bad like energy to me, right? So that's just how I feel.
So you're 100% right. And the videos that I've watched and the small amount of research that I've done about like mental health and your gut health, I think I'm pretty sure they're linked directly.
They're related
because I believe a lot of the chemicals in your brain come from your stomach, are produced in your stomach. That's what I remember from psychology. I'm not gonna get too deep into it, but yeah. So your overall gut health is your mental health too, is what I've been told.
Right.
And if you notice, like, if you're not eating correctly, if you're eating like shit, you're gonna act like shit. You're gonna feel like shit. It's just like it's a whole thing. But once you start eating right, you're gonna feel a lot better about yourself.
Shout out to my girl, bro. She has me like on check, dude. Like because I have an issue with like a little like overeating a little bit. Maybe
I
not.
think we all do.
I'd say a little bit, but my girl would say otherwise. It may be a lot to her, but she has me on check, bro. Like she'll fucking like, if she sees me like picking at food after I had already ate, bro, she's like on my ass,
well,
bro.
that's good. That's good. You got someone that knows.
And I appreciate that. Even though I don't like it, I really appreciate that.
That's really good that you have someone that keeps you in check, as my girl does. In my case, it's spending money. I am really bad at spending my money, but luckily as our relationship has grown, she has made me into a saver. I never thought I'd be saving money. I'm still not really saving as much as I should, but I'm saving a good amount enough where it's like, okay, that's big steps for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's good to have someone in your life that keeps you in check, because if you don't, that obviously, one, means that they love and care about you. Two, they keep you in line and they keep you focused, and they're part of your success story too. Mm-hmm. I'm sure she's a big part of the reason why you're you're so motivated to hustle every day and work hard.
Oh yeah, big time.
Yeah.
I always tell her, like, you and my son are my why. That's another topic. You got to have a why, to keep you just focused. Some people lose focus just because they don't know. They forget why they're doing something.
Why, yeah.
Like, what's your why?
Mine?
Well, I'm talking in general.
Like in general?
Like,
I was like, mine. I mean, I could give you mine. I think that's a big part. Yeah. It's like the end goal, right? It's like, why are you doing this?
It keeps that fire going in in the back of your head.
Yeah, for sure. It keeps you motivated. It keeps you humble. It keeps you focused.
Yeah.
If you don't have a reason why to, like you said, you're not gonna want to do nothing. You feel like you don't have a purpose. And sometimes it's good not to have a why, just to do things, like if they're in good spirit or good manner. But
yeah.
I definitely feel you on that. Having a why for like all your stuff is very important.
Yeah. Now, I could tell you, for example, my why as far as the podcast is my son. My son, I want him to have a resource. I see this as a resource of education for, his generation, my son, So that's my why. I want to give really good value on the podcast for our future generation.
That's really big too, and it's funny because everyone starts their business or their hustle differently for different reasons, and that's really cool that the way you look at it is like you want to provide certain conversations and education for people to read back, because once you make a podcast, you're essentially immortal. Technically, you're you're immortal because you have, even past your lifetime, people could come back and listen to these. And,
big time.
Where am I going with this? So immortal. Mindset. Hold on, I'm making a pause. Oh, okay, yeah. Well, having that why of wanting to leave back, to leave education to come back and listen to is really important.
Oh yeah, big time, dude.
And it's good that you have a purpose or like a mission statement, and that's your reason. Some people just have podcasts just to talk, which is cool.
Yeah,
that's what they are.
100%.
Essentially, but
100%.
it's good that you can tie something to that as well.
Yeah.
So is there like a main, you asked me and I want to ask you. I feel like.
Go ahead.
What is your end result in 5 years? Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Dude, I want to have my own studio here in Oxnard. I want to have I want to build like a skyscraper, dude, of just like a whole bunch. It doesn't even have to be necessarily podcast, but think of it as a Morgan Stanley, right?
Yeah, like a huge building,
just
right?
a huge building.
Dude, my eyes just lit up when you sound like, dude,
a bunch
like
of
skyscraper.
A bunch of business owners, entrepreneurs,
Yeah.
just offer them like just the business of having, their business in like that building, right? So
yeah, like having essentially like a giant building for creatives to like just have their outlets,
exactly,
and have like their own rooms
for creativities. But think of it as like a I want to have multiple ones, right? So I want to create like studios, like kind of like the Amazon warehouse, like shit like that.
Dude, that's a huge dude.
That's big time, right?
That is big time. And that warehouse is huge.
Dude, huge as fuck, dude.
I mean, if you could set your mind to it, dude, it all starts somewhere. You got to put your foot down somewhere. You got to take your first step.
Yeah.
And, I think it's obtainable, man. The way you're talking about it, I do not doubt.
It's definitely gonna push me to like do it, because you gotta set really big goals. Because if you set, I'm not really bashing any people that have small goals, but it's better to have bigger goals, because if you have bigger goals, when you try to reach it, even if you don't, even if you don't get to that goal at that certain time that you set it for, you still got to somewhere,
Yeah.
So you just got to keep applying that pressure, and then, that's just how I think.
It's like that old saying. It's like, well, I don't know if it's an old saying, but you shoot for the stars, you land amongst. If you don't, you land among. I'm gonna repeat
I know, yeah.
If you shoot for the stars, you will land amongst the clouds.
There it is.
And I think it's great that to have really, really, really big goals, because in pursuit of those giant goals, you may not be at that huge the biggest dream, but like you might be really close to it, or you might be like in a good position regardless, and I think it's really important too, for sure.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you made the perfect example. Yeah. that's exactly it. Where are we right now?
I don't even know. Let's put this link live really quick. I think people are hitting me up. Let's see.
So we just hit an hour. How are you on time right now?
I'm good, bro.
You good?
Yeah, I got till 12.
Okay,
I don't
cool.
mind. Yeah, I don't mind, dude.
We'll do like another 15, just because I gotta go to work too.
Where do you work at?
I work at the Port of Wainimi. I'm in and out of there, so I gotta work with
like the port,
the port.
Oh, you work at the ports?
Yeah, I work at the port,
Dude, that's good
the
money.
base, and I'm primarily at BMW.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying. My bad. Let me just put this link.
Yeah, go
live
ahead,
because
go ahead.
People are hitting me up for.
Hey, what's going on?
They're like, you said it was gonna drop at 11. It's 11:16. But anyways, dude. While I do this, I think it's really. I like your setup a lot too. I think it's really dope. It's nice and clean in here.
Yeah.
It's a good place to have it, and it's air conditioned. So it's
Yeah,
really
dude.
nice. So I
Yeah.
give props to you, man. So do you have to do you want to go more in depth about like how you came about like podcasting and?
Oh
How
yeah,
you
yeah. I don't
started?
mind.
I like to know for sure. Like,
Yeah.
So, what was like that moment where you're like, okay, I really want to do a podcast. I really want to pursue this, and I want to make it happen. Like, what was that why? So what I could see is, you really worked on that, and
Yeah, dude. If you would have met me back in like 2018, I was in a really depressed state as well.
Really?
Oh yeah, big time.
And so how did you power through that?
It was a lot of like I really really it was a really like I didn't really like being around people. It was more like privacy. It really helped me when I was by myself, because that's when I get to like reflect on some of the things. A lot of books was the key to my,
Oh, you started reading.
yeah, I started reading a lot about self-development. I bought a bunch of books. I have a
Okay.
bunch of books of just self-development and like mindset. I watched a lot of videos.
Which books did you read?
So the first book that really just opened my mind to like growth was it was by Napoleon Hill. It was called Think and Grow Rich.
Never heard of that one, but I'll have
Dude,
to look into it.
That thing opened my mind to like
You said open and rich?
Think and Grow Rich.
Oh, Think and Grow Rich.
Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, dude.
Think and Grow Rich.
I remember the first page of the book was a contract that you had to sign to yourself.
To yourself.
Like you're gonna say this is that. I will do this and this and that. I will accomplish this in this time. Like it was a legit contract that you had to sign. I ripped it up, put it on my wall. Every day in the morning, I'd wake up like, I'm gonna be better today. I want to do better today.
That's awesome.
And yeah, I mean, it sucked, dude. Being in a depression state, I know how that feels. And so the reason why I was depressed, I didn't even say, it was just a relationship that I was in that, really got me in a bad place.
Oh yeah, 100%. That could be a very, if it's not a good one, it's not feeding you.
Yeah, no, yeah. It was tough. But luckily I got out of it, and, we're better today.
Yeah, for sure. I think that's awesome that you're able to pull yourself out of that, position by reading and watching videos. And, ultimately it's not easy. To you, it might seem like it was easy to do, like in hindsight, but when you're in that moment, to pull yourself out of it and to really like train yourself to be better, to, sign that contract and really like sit down and focus and try and like,
It takes a lot.
It takes a lot. It takes a lot of willpower and a lot of self-discipline, because not everyone can do that. And I think you got to give yourself props for that, for sure. I don't know if you have, but like you talking about it, that's awesome, man. That's a great thing to hear.
Yeah, I mean, it was tough. I'm not gonna lie, it was tough. I wasn't eating. Like I was probably like your size, maybe a little bit more.
My boy just called me skinny. No, I'm just kidding.
You look good, bro. Don't get me wrong. You look good.
Thank you. I gained a lot of weight.
You look good.
I'm gonna show you my ID real quick.
Let's see.
Like, what the fuck? You're gonna trip out. I got super fat like during COVID because I would just drink soda every day. And,
Oh shit. Nah, yeah. I mean, I was
depressed. I'm not depressed, but like I was.
You were just binge eating.
Look at my face,
That was you,
bro.
bro. What? How much did you weigh at that time?
Like almost 200, 190 probably.
Fuck,
I weigh
dude.
170 now, but yeah.
Damn.
I gained all that, like, dude, that's husky, right? Like it wasn't my body necessarily.
It was just.
My bad. I should talking to the mic, but
It was like more your cheeks.
it was on my cheeks because I was consuming so much soda, salt, like all the carbs, dude.
Damn, dude.
Carbs on carbs. My boy said, "Damn." I really let myself go. But that's just because COVID. I think everyone gained weight a little bit during COVID. 'Cause
Dude.
you can't go nowhere. All you can do is fucking eat.
Fuck, I'll show you after the podcast. But I lost a lot of weight too, dude. During COVID, I probably gained like 50 pounds.
50?
50, a solid 50.
Damn. Yeah, honestly,
Somewhere
everyone
around
did though, bro. That's honestly no surprise because a lot of people gained weight, including myself. And I thought I could never gain weight. I thought I was gonna be scrawny forever.
Yeah.
So I have a little bit more weight on me, but yeah.
Yeah, dude. Anyways, that's that. Is there anything you want to ask? Anything that comes to mind that I feel like we didn't bring something up, but it looks like we did. We talked a little bit about inspiration, narrator. I was gonna mention a little bit about Coco Melon, but you already talked about how you wanted to, structure Kremlin the Frog, and it has nothing to do with.
I will say Coco Melon. I have no idea what it is. I've
Oh,
seen it.
really?
I know it. Okay, look, I know what it is. I don't know what the show's about. I know it's about a baby that's blonde and bald.
Okay, yeah.
Has one tooth probably.
Yeah.
I know that.
JJ, that's his name.
That's his name. Okay.
JJ.
I know you know what it is.
Yeah.
I'm assuming. Well, they're really smart because I see that. I know the damn tone.
Dude.
Coco Man, right? I know that.
You see those TikToks? You have TikTok?
I used to watch TikTok, but I gave it up because
Okay,
algorithms are scary. But
dude, trust me, I know. I'm scared of TikTok as well.
you do one thing and it's like, oh, here you go. Here's 10 different ads for the little things
Yeah,
you talked about.
yeah.
But anyways, they're really smart at what they do because I know the damn jingle. I know what it is. I've seen it in Target, so it's all familiarity. I've never watched an episode of Coco Melon in my life, but guess what? I know exactly what it is.
You should study them though, dude. They're really good at what they do.
But also too, they have really good animation, and
Yeah.
I unfortunately
Do you
don't
think
have it on me right now. But
is it really good animation?
I mean, from what I've seen like videos of it. I just never watched like an episode of it because it's obviously like a kid show, right?
Yeah.
Like a baby. It's like a baby show, right?
It's it's just a bunch of music. Like they don't talk or anything.
They don't talk?
They don't talk. Nobody
Oh.
talks. Well, okay, they do talk, but it's just little small scenes where like
It's a baby though, right?
It's a baby.
Coco Melon's a baby.
So there's a baby. He has his brother, his sister, his mom, dad, and they just play a bunch of music.
I couldn't tell you, but it's crazy because I know exactly what you're talking about. Like I'm like, yeah, I know what that is. But
Yeah.
never watched it. Don't even know anyone that watches it. Yeah, that's hilarious.
You should watch. Go on Netflix and you'll see like a bunch of kid just studying them. Just studying them what they're good at and what they're not good at.
Like you're saying, yeah, that's honestly a good idea because I never thought of it that way. I'm like, why would I watch like a baby
Think
show?
about it, dude.
But it's like it works, right?
Yeah,
They're
I mean,
obviously on Netflix for a reason. They're obviously more richer than I am. They're obviously more established than I am. They have more toys than I do and stuff like that. So that's a really smart idea. Yeah.
Well, you know, sooner or later they're gonna be your competitors at one point. If you see it that way, you know.
Nah, maybe. I don't know. I feel like I never want to model my business that way, but I get it. There's always competitors, quote unquote, in business, and you know, hopefully, man, it's just to get to a point where I don't know. I'm always like about like collaborating. I love collaborating. I think I would love to collaborate with them one day.
Imagine, dude.
Versus seeing them like as a competitor, it's like, dude, let's change the world for the better, you know?
Yeah, I see what you mean.
So, yeah, man, I think I'm just really excited for what the future holds as far as like competition goes. Because even if I'm considered on the same level as those guys, that's enough for me.
Yeah.
You know?
All right. Is there anything else before we call it?
This probably might be the last podcast / thing I do for a while.
Really?
And the reason why is because the reason why I really wanted to come and I was bummed out the first time you asked me to do it. I was in a place of where I felt like I had nothing to talk about. Mm-hmm. And right now I'm in creative mode. Feeling like a crazy caveman. Like that's, you know, just working on stuff. Like
I got it.
Not
Understood.
Not for a while, but I'll for sure do another one soon. But,
Understood.
Let's see. If it's anything I leave you guys with.
Yeah, give us a dose.
I kind of already said it pretty much, but I think if you have an idea, it's worth following through if you believe in that idea. And if you have friends that keep you in check to believe in those ideas and trust your ideas. Also, too, just be a good human being. Don't be mean. Treat other people with kindness. Live every day like it's your last, and I mean that literally because
you never know.
Tomorrow's not promised. Just be you. Let the world see you for you, and you know, shine your true colors on them. So, that's it.
Facts. All right, everybody. Well, this is Undergo with Jayskode. We had Mark Nuñez.
Thank you. Yep, Nuñez. Thank you for having. How do you know my last name? Did I tell you my last name?
You did tell me.
I did.
I
was like, how do you know?
I had to remember, dude. I didn't want to forget.
Yes, thank you so much for having me, bro. It was definitely a pleasure, and I'm very humbled to be invited.
It was a pleasure. This is probably one of the best podcasts I've had in a while, dude. No disrespect to everybody else, but I love the fact that you spread positivity to the world. It's really important.
Thank you. It's a big part of the mission. So, yeah, man.
All right, guys. Well, this was Undergo Jayskode. Your host, Juan Carlos, Mark Nuñez, and Kremlin the Frog. Say hi.
Yo. What I do is talking on a microphone. Here, I'll take a cool picture of it really quick.
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. Nah, bro, you did really good, dude.
Let's see. What's up? We'll put it.
There you go. Let me get this out of the way.
Oh, you know what? I could just do this.
There you go.